With rising interest rates and the continued rise in the cost of homes, does it make sense to buy right now, or should you continue renting? Well, there's a lot of people still making that switch from renting into buying. Why are they doing that? Stick around, we're going to break down the numbers for you today. Hello Central Maine, it is your realtor Nick Isgro with eXp Realty. And as I just said at the beginning, today we're going to be diving into a little bit of the numbers of what's going on nationally, just the trend of what we're seeing of why people are still making the switch despite the rise of interest rates, despite the appreciation that's still happening on the homes out there, why they're moving from renting into buying. And I'm gonna just give you some examples of what's going on right here in Central Maine, of what the rents look like if you're looking to rent a single family home versus actually owning that home, and what the difference could mean for you financially as you're trying to navigate these waters of whether it's a good time. And before I do that, I want to welcome you here to the channel if you've never been here before. We do cover all things real estate here in the state of Maine, but particularly in the Central Maine market. If that's of interest to you and adds value to your process in the buying and selling of homes, or maybe you just like real estate, do me a favor. Go ahead and like this video, hit the subscribe button, knock that little alarm bell. You'll be notified every time I put out new content. So we're gonna jump right in here. Now, one of the things we cover a lot on this channel, and that you're hearing frankly on the news all the time, is the rising prices of home, the rising cost of owning a home. But something that really has flown under the radar, except for those in the rental market, is the substantial hike that's happened over the last couple of years in rental rates over the United States. Now, just last month, Realtor.com released some information that showed that according to their survey, the median rental price in the United States was just shy of $1,900 across metropolitan areas nationwide. Now, that's a substantial amount of rent depending on what your rent scenario, whether heat's included, whether the lights are included. A lot of times they are, a lot of times they are not. But depending on your situation, we see that the rise in rent is going to affect your housing decisions either way, whether you're going to rent or own a home. All right, so just follow me for just a little bit here on the national numbers before we dig into the local market, because in general, what we've seen is a lot of these trends nationwide are happening also here in the state of Maine, obviously Maine being part of these nationwide statistics. What we're looking at here is a graph that shows that, if you're renting a 1-bedroom or a studio apartment, it might be less than having a mortgage payment to own your home. But the moment you get into just frankly the median rent rate of all of the numbers across the country, or if you're just looking to get a 2-bedroom, which is pretty small when you compare it to the prices of a lot of 3-bedroom homes, which are the majority of homes that are on the market right now, your rental price is actually going to exceed what the mortgage payment would be on the average home, the average mortgage payment across the country. Now, I just went out to Zillow, pulled up Kennebec County, so this is county-wide single family homes for rent. Well, first of all, we have a problem. There's only 4 listed in here. That doesn't mean this is the total number of rents, but it does mean that those who are using, frankly, the most popular website to list your properties on, Zillow.com, it's showing that there's only 4 properties available. In general, anybody who's in the rental market will tell you that the inventory issue that we talk about all the time here on the home ownership side is just as big of an issue as those looking for apartments. I can tell you that almost every day, us realtors are getting emails from each other asking, does anybody have a 3-bedroom for rent? Anybody know of a 2-bedroom that's coming up? I have a family that needs a rental space. And 99% of the time, we're all just chuckling because we all have clients and friends and family who are looking for the same thing, and we just understand that it's very difficult to find. Well, let's look at the prices in order to rent a 3-bedroom home. Here in Kennebec County, you have 3 options for a 3-bedroom. You have $1,800 or you have $2,000. There's a 4-bedroom here for over $2,000, almost $3,000. So the rental prices are frankly pretty high here in Central Maine when you're thinking about Central Maine numbers. Now, one of the things we talk about here also is that, the median price here in Kennebec County, the average sales price here in Kennebec County is been somewhere in the 260s to the 280s. Now, let's see what would happen if we had a mortgage payment on a home where the loan was $280,000. Just showing you a quick calculator here, a $280,000 loan, which by and large, by the way, that's probably not going to be the loan amount if you're in that average home sales category, because you're probably going to have some money down. But let's just say that's the amount that you financed, was $280,000. At today's rates, which have just dropped, by the way, by 1/4% to 5% interest, you're looking at $1,500 for your mortgage payment. So you can rent somebody else's house here in Kennebec County for $1,800 to $2,000 for 3 bedrooms, or you could buy a pretty nice house for $280,000 to $300,000 and have a mortgage payment that is still, despite the rise of interest rates, substantially cheaper than the house that you're renting. Not only are we seeing that here in Central Maine, it can definitely be advantageous and substantially cheaper to buy your home versus rent the home. What are some other benefits to doing that? Well, for one thing, obviously, you're gonna be building your equity, your investment. So as you're trying to generate your wealth, you're not building up somebody else's investment, you're building up your own investment. More importantly, that to a lot of families right now is that you're hedging against the future rise of cost, because if you get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 5% today, a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, your mortgage payment is going to be the exact same amount as it is today. That's not going to be able to be said for those who are already renting at those rents that are higher than the mortgage payment today. Imagine what they're going to be 10 years from now. So bottom line here, everybody, is you can probably see why, despite where the interest rates have gone up, and in spite of the fact that homes do cost more than they did a couple of years ago, there's still lots and lots of people making that jump, making that switch from renting into buying. That's what I have for you today, guys. I wanted to cover this topic because it's something I get asked about a lot. Should I just keep renting? Should I buy? Obviously, as I always say, it really depends on if it's the right time for you, whether it's the right financial decision for you. Work with a realtor, work with your banker, your investment advisor, whoever your trusted team of professionals is to help you make that decision. But you should never feel pressured either way, because it's going to vary from situation to situation. But overall, for most people, it's going to be an advantageous position right now to hedge against the rising cost of rents and still be a more affordable option if the time is right for home ownership, to do it now rather than later. How about you guys? What's going on with you? Are you renting right now? Did you just get out of the rental market? Are you owning now? Has it lived up to your expectations? All of that and more, whatever's on your mind, go ahead and drop a comment below. Would love to hear from you. And of course, guys, just as a reminder, my name is Nick Isgro. I am with eXp Realty here in Central Maine. And if you need anything, if you want to talk about anything, if you have questions about real estate, or you need some guidance, some assistance in navigating the waters of your life when it comes to real estate, check out below. There's always a link to my contact information. As a lot of my clients will tell you, I do respond when you reach out to me via social media and my contact information. As always, guys, thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and until next week, see you next time.